I want to share some phenomenal news with you. Yesterday, we went to Arizona State University, ASU, and did a massive voter registration drive. This was brought to you by Turning Point Action and also some of the local fraternities there on campus. We were met by a crowd of thousands of students, hundreds of which wanted to register to vote for the first time for this presidential election for Donald Trump. The vibe and the energy and the spirit is off the charts, greater than anything I've ever experienced in my 12 years of doing this. Look at that video right there. Literally people that are clamoring over trying to get MAGA hats, register to vote, fill out forms, people as far as the eye can see. Now, mind you, this is work that was not happening in 2020. It was not happening for a couple of reasons. First of which, we didn't really have Turning Point Action operational in 2020. It was almost all Turning Point USA, almost all just charitable, nonprofit, high school, college work. But secondly, remember, it was during COVID in 2020. During this time in 2020, they wouldn't have allowed even this kind of gathering, unless, of course, we were protesting, anti-racism or some nonsense. No way would we be allowed to do an outdoor voter registration event 4 years ago. So you can kind of chalk this up to another thing that did not happen and was not happening in 2020 that is now unfolding in real time. I want to play more tape here, not just that one. The 141 is pretty amazing, and we were just kind of showing that. Let's play cut 119 here. This is the shot that went viral.
Are you registered to vote? You want to? Yeah. Huh? Here, I'll give you some pens.
So when I challenge you, the audience, to go register voters, that's what it is. It's going out into the streets, having face-to-face conversations, sometimes wearing your MAGA hat, and registering first-time or new voters onto the voter rolls. This is the energy that we need, and this is how we are going to win. The final tally I'm still getting from Turning Point Action, they were out there for hours in 107-degree heat. There is no excuse to sit on the sidelines anymore, anybody. Our students are out there in 107-degree heat trying to save the country for themselves because they're being handed down a battered, brittle, abused, and broken nation. And these students, they want a country. They want a country where they'll be raised in. So I went into the audience and started to ask people questions. Why are you voting for Trump? Why are you voting for Trump? Mind you, it's 107 degrees outside. It was very, 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 very hot. And the number one thing that students would tell me, they take economy, immigration, all this, but the through line is very simple. They know that they are currently inheriting a nation that is not on par or nearly as wealthy or powerful as their parents. They know that the social contract has been broken. They know that they have been plundered. Generational theft. They know that they might be drafted into the military for World War III. They know they're not going to be able to own homes under Kamala Harris, which is true. They know that they can't even afford groceries. And they're wondering, why is it that my parents were able to have a normal, simple American life? And I'm going to have to be a renter for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to be a Russian serf. I'm not able to do the basic things that my parents were able to do. The reason why Donald Trump is ascendant amongst Gen Z voters and is seeing massive momentum on the ground, of which we are exhibiting to you right now, is it's the first time the next generation is worse off since George Washington. I want to play another piece of tape here. This is 117. This is me addressing the crowd with a bullhorn, encouraging people to register to vote. You guys can do this too. Stop being a spectator. You guys can get out into the streets. You can knock on doors. You can ask your neighbor that just moved from California, are you registered to vote? This doesn't require any special training. This doesn't require any sort of sophistication. You don't have to go to college to do this. You just have to want to save the country. And failure for us to go out in the streets and do it, we will be responsible if Kamala Harris becomes president. Play cut 117.
So right here, you guys register to vote? If you are from another state, register to vote here in Arizona. Arizona. Who's from California? We're going to hold that against you. Are you registered to vote here? Yes? Arizona?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You got to get registered to vote right here. All right? Who's from Illinois? You're from Illinois? Where are you registered to vote? Here. Good answer. You got to register to vote in the state of Arizona, okay? Because we do not want a Kamala Harris presidency. Are you right? Here, our team will get it done in what, 5 minutes?
Less than that.
2 minutes?
Less than 5 minutes, you can register to vote. The credit to the Turning Point Action team. They were out there for hours, registering voters, talking to students, and we're going to get the final tally. Now, mind you, this is an election, last time in Arizona, that was determined by 10,000 votes. It was determined by 10,000 votes. And we very well, I'll get the final total. Minimum, we registered 300 voters. I think it was closer to 500. I don't want to misspeak. So you do that at Arizona State University, you're losing by less. And that doesn't count all of the thousands of students that came to that event that were already registered, that are voting for Trump. Now, mind you, I think Kamala Harris will probably win the vote at Arizona State University. Would you say, Blake? Almost certainly, right?
Probably.
I'm not trying to misrepresent that. But it is conceivable that we lose by less. That instead of losing by 28 points, we lose by 20 points. Instead of losing by 28 points, we lose by 15 points. Whatever it is, we don't know what that number is, but we're going to do better than we did in 2020. And the mission statement on these campuses is to lose by less. Understand, you're up against huge amounts of indoctrination and brainwashing. So we're trying to just wedge our way in there to try to find a fractional impact. And the entire event yesterday was made possible thanks to the amazing fraternities at Arizona State University. We have a picture of me with the fraternities there. And what strikes me, and we're going to be posting some of these videos, is how diverse the crowd was. I want to play this piece of tape here. This is a young man. His name is Jeff from China. He can't vote because I was going around, hey, why are you voting for Trump? Why are you voting for Trump? It was amazing videos. This is a young man from named Jeff from China with a warning. If he could vote, he would. In fact, he signed up to be a volunteer to get other Americans to go to vote. Even though he's not American, he can volunteer. Play cut 142. Why are you voting for Trump?
I can't vote. I'm out. I'm not from here, but I'm from China. Initially, we fled China. I'm an asylum, actually.
But would you vote for Trump if you could?
Yes, of course.
What's your message for Americans that don't understand
Don't
tyranny?
vote for socialism.
Yeah!
And it's amazing how many Americans want socialism, isn't it?
I mean, that's what Chinese people wanted, and look what happened. And now, it's about to happen to us. So we fled here, and we wanted this place to not be like China. Don't vote like what China happened. Don't let that happen. Exactly.
And that's why we had to vote for Trump.
Exactly, yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Jeff.
Nice to meet you, man. God bless you. He's here on asylum, probably a legit asylum claim. And by the way, he would be the first one that would be deported by Kamala Harris, not the Haitians. That's the type of person we actually want in our country. And he's trying to warn you, you vote for Kamala Harris, you're going to turn America into some sort of form of China. That's his words, not mine. Get to work, everybody. Stay in the arena. No more sideline work. It's not enough just to watch the Charlie Kirk show. That's great. How many voters are you registering? Are you guys talking to your pastors about speaking out? Are you talking to your neighbors? Are you going to your local school board meeting? Are you talking at the local grocery store wearing the MAGA hat? Go do the work. It's on us to win this election.